thanks for tuning in. It's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the absolutely incredible contributions from all of my Optibotimus Plus channel members, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Kingdom Voyager class Autobot Blaster and Eject. Now, while yes, this is one of the very last figures in the Kingdom line, if you're not able to find him easily, he will be a part of the new Transformers Legacy line. Much like they did with the Transformers Siege Astro Train by putting him also in Earthrise. If this particular version of the figure is hard to find, don't worry, the new one's going to be coming out, and the figure itself is identical. The only thing that is different is the packaging, which, as you can see, does have that Kingdom sort of look with the volcanic activity going around in the background. Got a gorgeous image of Blaster in his tape deck mode as well as his robot mode. You have a little teeny tiny window that shows them. Then you come around to the side, and then with all of these Kingdom figures, you got this really gorgeous art. Autobots battling the Decepticons with a golden disc hanging out there in the background. All pretty much what we've seen before. Then when you come around to the back of the package, you got product shots of course, Blaster, Eject, and how they interact with the different alt modes. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have Blaster open up out of his packaging and obviously in his Boombox mode. And while, yes, this particular version of him is from the Kingdom series, much like they did with some other characters like Cyclonus, Blaster here never appeared in the Kingdom cartoon. That's why personally I feel like the Legacy line is a little bit better suited for this guy, because at least that line seems to kind of visit all sorts of different characters across the whole legacy of the Transformers franchise. Now, we have gotten some tape decks before. Here is Soundwave, and while they do utilize some of the same design elements, you can see that he is considerably smaller. I'm also noticing, and I noticed this on, I don't know why this is happening, but I noticed that on my Megatron that I pulled out, some of these plastic bits seem to be getting, I don't even want to say sun damage because they're not in the sun. That's really very odd, but you can see it here with these top bits, these side pieces. You can even see it with the joints. I don't know why that's happening, to be totally honest. That's quite a disappointing thing. But these guys are in my D12 cases, which I do have lighting in there, but I've never known that to discolor things. And there is no direct sunlight, so that's really strange. But while they do share some design elements, you can see there is a size difference here. Blaster is a much larger boombox than the tape deck that Soundwave is. Now, setting him off to the side for just a second, you can push this, and you do have Eject, which hopefully we do get a rewind at some point in time. But here is Rumble, or Frenzy, whatever you want to call him. I'm going to call him Rumble. That's how I knew him. Basically, they are the same size, so I guess theoretically, yeah, you can put him inside there. Works perfectly fine. Getting him out. Now, transformation is a little bit different on these guys, but it is still, in general, very similar. I don't know how I feel about this semi-translucent blue. You can really see it there. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't know if they're going to give us rewind, but my concern would be if they did a solid color of them, it would definitely look weird. But it's nice to get Eject. We did get different sets with Soundwave where, you know, there was a Laserbeak, there was Ravage, Ratbat, Frenzy, all of them came out. So it'd be cool if we got Eject, Rewind, Steeljaw, and Ramhorn. That would be cool. But to transform him, the legs are basically the same. You're just going to pull these away. Come on, pull that out like that. Bring those down. Rotate that around. Do that on this side as well. Pull the whole darn thing off. Just like that. Bring it down and around. And then these pieces fold out and then rotate. Do that on this side, pull out, rotate. Come around to the back section here, and here's his head. That does get a little bit tricky. Unless you got like a fingernail you can pull out. There we go. Pull that out. Rotate that. And this guy, I really like the way he looks. Like I said, I'm just not the biggest fan of the coloring on him. I think that the overall look, though, is really nice. Get it focused. There we go. Coming in to take a closer look at him. I mean, I do really dig the overall look. I wish he had a little bit more of a solid color. That would be a whole lot better. I think. Detail in the head looks really good. You got the nice gold accents right there. His articulation is improved than that Rumble/Frenzy figure. You have the shoulders right here, and then you have ball-jointed elbows, which is nice, and then you got the hinge there. Same thing kind of going on with the legs. So he's definitely more articulated than those Rumble/Frenzy figures. So transforming this guy real quick, and here he is. I mean, I really think that, honestly, the overall proportions you can see look better on Eject than him. He's got these weird wide hips and such. So it is definitely an improved overall look for the figure. And then obviously he doesn't have any elbows or anything. You just had the ball joint up here at the shoulder, which, you know, it is what it is. So articulation is improved. The overall proportions is improved. This is a much better looking figure, in my opinion, than this guy. It's still cool to have all these, but they did a better job with him than they did with these guys. Coming back to Blaster, as you can see, you push this entire thing in, that opens up his chest piece. But great detail all the way around. You got the different speakers, the different subwoofers, little knobs and such. You do have some holes. You can kind of see it going through the back right there, which I don't know. I mean, that doesn't bother me all that much, but you do have like little things right there. Come around to the back, you can see that you can store his gun here. You got a little tab right here with a little slot on the handle. Very much like his G1 style gun with the big hole right there, so that's cool that they kind of incorporated that as well. Does have that rifle-ish sort of look, and then, like I said, that just tabs on there. But all the way around, really good detail to really replicate that boombox sort of thing. Going as far as giving him a handle. I think that's super wicked awesome. Paint details all really very nice. Pretty much everything that you would expect is picked out in some kind of coloring, whether it be the black sections like I was talking about, the gray bits that the buttons have, or like the whole yellow chest with that gorgeous Autobot logo. It is a translucent window you can kind of see right there, which is nice, which still can allow you to see any tapes that he has in there. Overall, really very solid. Very, very solid. Obviously way too big when it comes to comparing it to like a car. So here is Ratchet. I know they're not in the same line, but you get the idea. He's a car thing. He's definitely too big. And I keep looking over it, and this is annoying me now that I'm looking at it. I don't know what the hell the deal is with that. If you guys have that happening with yours, let me know. I'm curious if that's kind of an ongoing thing. But I did notice it with that Megatron, and a lot of you guys saw that as well, and now I'm seeing it with him, and I don't like it. Now, to transform them, just going to pull these apart, swivel these back and around. You have a little hole section here on the back that's going to line up with a round tab. Locks that down. Locks that down. Now, come around here to the bottom. This whole section right here, you want to kind of lift up a little bit, pull away from these little tabs here. And the legs are a little bit tricky to do. Kind of just pull away and then rotate these down. You can stretch them out here at the knee if that helps out a little bit. But again, you kind of want to pull away and just kind of separate this. It is a little bit tricky, especially going back into his robot mode or tape mode here. So coming out of it is usually not that difficult. Just got to pull it apart. This section right here, this piece is going to fold down, and then this will collapse down and in. Come around here, rotate that around like so. You got the foot bit right here. Just fold that piece out like that. Nice and done. Take this, rotate this all the way around. Actually, that's going to go around like that. So you'll see why fur in a second. Why fur? I don't know what that means. Rotate that around, rotate that around. Come around here, spin that around, and then it's a little bit easier to bend that. Fold that out like that, and then take this entire section, rotate that all the way around like so, and there you have his legs done. And well, no, or was it like that? I don't remember if I did it like that or like that. Either way, it doesn't really matter, but you got the little rotation thing there, which is really super cool. These arms, you're going to fold these down, fold the hand out, and then rotate this around like so. Bring that down. Fold out the hand, accordion this section out. Rotate that, just like that, bringing that right in like that. And come around here to the back section, pull this out, and then the head will kind of rotate out. It is a little bit tricky to do. There you go, pull his head out, collapse that section back. And when you're done, there you have Blaster in his absolutely incredible looking robot mode. And this guy really did turn out terrific. Without a doubt, nailing the look both in terms of vehicle mode and robot mode. This is, without a doubt, in my opinion, the best representation of Blaster that we have ever really gotten. Colors all match beautifully. The detail, the head sculpt, everything on this guy is really extremely well done. Combine the fact that you do get one of his minions. This is a home run, in my opinion. Now again, for some comparisons, here is Soundwave. And again, this weird green stuff going on. And I don't understand it. Maybe it has something to do with the temperature. Because these pieces here, you could see were yellowing. But they're not in direct, even like here. It's not in direct sunlight. Even the back of it. These little bits right here also have it going on. So I don't know what's going on. And then even these pieces had it, and they're tucked away the entire time. So there's literally no sunlight that it's coming in contact with. So I'm wondering if it's heat or something. Although, even when it's summertime, I have my air conditioner on. So I don't understand it. But you can see that Blaster is a little bit taller. Now, by my recollection, that was accurate. Blaster was kind of a big character for the most part. And then just bringing in the little minions here, you can see kind of how those stack up. But I'm okay with the size. I think that it turned out pretty good. Rest of the detail on this guy is all really very nice. The coloring, like I talked about, the red, the yellow, all of it is still there. And you can see he cleans up beautifully. He does have all these extra little peg holes in the back, so I don't know. I mean, if you really want to have some stuff plug into him. But you do have the one finger here that is a trigger one. Kind of like he's going to be pushing his eject button, or well, his chest button that eject would fly out of. And then you can take the gun here and you can put it in either of his hands realistically. Both of them have the whole section. But with the little pointer thing right there, I mean, I guess maybe like a little bit of a trigger sort of thing on him. You know, it is what it is. If you wanted to, you could still bring it around here to the back and you can still tab it in there because it does go that way, but that's going to look fairly ugly. So I think that slinging it like this is pretty good if you want to just kind of store it on them. Again, you've got a ton of other little holes here in the back, so you can do all sorts of storage with this guy. Articulation is fantastic. The head is on a ball joint, so you get a little bit of up and down and side to side, and of course the rotation. The shoulder here move in and out, forward and back. You do have the rotation at the upper part of the bicep. You do have a bend here at the actual elbow, and then I guess you could say that, you know, you can have them do like that, just kind of as part of the transformation if you really wanted to. Wrists do move in fairly decently. I mean, they go out for the transformation, and then they do go in a little bit further here. So I don't really know why you would want to do that, but you can do it. You do have a rotation here at the waist. Hips move forward and back. He does have a little bit of a butt flap, so you can move that up and then get a further backwards range of motion if you're so inclined. You do have a rotation swivel here at the thigh. You do have a bend here at the knee, very stiff there. The toes do move forward and back kind of as part of the transformation, but you do have very nice ankle tilt on this guy. And again, I love how you can get a deep wide pose like that, like he's about to break dance, and the little gaps right here are covered in very nicely. That all does a great job of hiding. All in all, the figure is really very well done. Head sculpt on this guy is absolutely gorgeous. You can see just how good that looks. That's really very sharp. I really can't think of anything negative about the guy, to be totally honest with you. He is, I don't want to say perfect, but damn, he's just about perfect. Like I said, I really can't think of anything worth complaining about. I think it's really very cool. I love the fact that you can rotate these little bits around if you really wanted to. I guess maybe it looks a little bit better like that in robot mode, I suppose. And I don't know. I mean, personal preference, I guess. Those look a little bit more like regular speakers, so maybe I'll just leave it like that, and I'll go like that. But really solid. Very, very fun. Well done figure. Now, transformation on both of these guys. First, this little dude right here. You're going to actually rotate his head around and then tuck that down like that. These hands and arms come up and they just are going to slot up like so along the sides, and then these bits rotate, and well, these are going to fold in and rotate up and around, just like that. Bring that up, there we go, up and like that, and you have him all done. And just kind of throw him around, squeeze everything nice, and you have eject transform. You can open that, you can put that right in there, and that opens and closes pretty decently, so I like that. Just close that in there. Now for Blaster, open this back section up, rotate his head back, replace that. These get a little bit kind of funky. It's kind of trying to remember how it goes. All this bends and everything, and it's something like that. There we go. It's going to be along those lines. So again, we're going to bring that around and fold that just like so. Take this entire torso section, rotate that all the way around, and move this away from the body. Now, like I was talking about, this is the part that gets a little bit tricky to do with them. First, we're going to open this and extend this out like so, and then rotate this around. You got this little post right here that is going to lock up underneath a little slot. It's hard to see in the little black section underneath his arms. It's really tough to see, but you can kind of feel it slot in. So just kind of move it around till you feel it kind of grab there. But it, like I said, it is a little bit tricky. There we go. That grabbed it. And then this, you want to kind of push this a little bit forward to get it to go over this whole section here, which does kind of clutter up. So once you get it like that, it should line up fairly decently. You can go ahead and take the foot, tuck that down like so. Do that on this side as well. So again, we're going to open this, lift this up, rotate him around, and bring this whole section up. And then again, just try and get that little tab to grab on there. And like I said, you will feel like some friction grabbing hold of it. I can't see it very well, but there we go. That's going to grab it. And then again, fold this around, kind of pushing that there and getting that. Now see, if it doesn't collapse all the way, it means it popped out. That's something that, like I said, it is a bit of a pain to do, but just kind of wiggle this till you feel it grab that section. There we go. So there's a little bit of tension there because it now has slotted in. So hold this, rotate this around, collapse that all the way in. But did that move? No, that actually worked out pretty good. So that's all nice and tight right there. Go ahead and take this, fold that down. These little bits here, you can rotate these around. Not so much now when it's in its robot mode. But you know what? These little bars are here, so maybe I'll leave it like that, where it kind of looks like the bars are there. So, do whatever you want with it. Lift this piece up, rotate this around. Same on this side, rotate this around. And then you kind of have to keep it separate and then bring it together on an angle. Squeeze it in like that. Make sure that's straight. When you're done, there you have Blaster in his Boombox mode. Like I said, really a stellar figure. There isn't anything I can really think of that's wrong with it. I mean, for the most part, one final thing that I said, you have these little pieces right here. Push that all the way down, lock that down. I don't want to say that it's a perfect figure, but I am hard-pressed to find really anything wrong with them, to be totally honest. Everywhere on this guy, you can take this and you can tab this in there. Everything on this guy just comes together extremely well. You have a Boombox mode that nails it. The speakers, the dials, the handle here, this little piece that opens works perfectly, a little bit better than sound waves. So I can't, again, find anything wrong with this. Maybe the transformation, getting things lined up here is a little bit tricky, but it's doable. It's not hard to do. It just takes a little bit of patience to find the right sort of position for things to lock in. That's kind of part of the transformation, which in general is still really good. I mean, they did a pretty good job of updating the transformation where it's similar to what we're used to with Blaster, but with some updated parts and some slight differences. And that robot mode is spot on. Again, I am hard-pressed to find anything wrong with this guy. If you guys think something's wrong, let me know. Leave a comment down in the comments section and tell me what you think that Hasbro could have done to have made this figure better. I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are going to be. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. There's your look at the new Transformers Kingdom or Legacy Voyager class Blaster and Eject. Regardless if you pick up the Kingdom version or the Legacy one, both are hitting various retail locations right now. So if you are looking for them, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, you can do the real simple thing and just go online to places like Big Bad Toy Store or Amazon. For both of those places, I'll put links right down there in the video description, where you can head on over there and check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. And finally, guys, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you all for watching and taking the time to be a kid.